What is an initial strategy session? If you're watching this video, you've already met with me, presumably for the 10-minute free telephone consultation. I do it this way because I want to make sure that before you spend money to have an initial strategy session, that I can help you. If I can't help you, I don't want you to come into the office or to meet with me and pay me money to meet if I'm not going to be able to help you. So the purpose of the initial telephone consult is if I can solve your problems in 10 minutes or so, I'm happy to do that and free of charge and let you go. If, however, we have to plan a strategy moving forward, if your matter is too complex that it can't be handled in 10 minutes, then I invite you in for an initial strategy session. In the typical divorce action, when somebody's just beginning a divorce action, usually takes between 2 and 3 hours. And so I wanted to cut this short video and to let people know what to expect in an initial strategy session. When I say 2 to 3 hours, it's usually for a typical case where there's been no litigation yet, or just the beginning, somebody's just served with papers, or you're about to start a divorce action. 2-3 hours gives us a chance where I will explain the laws of matrimonial law, tell you everything you need to know that's relevant to your situation, so that you know what your rights and obligations are, so that you have realistic expectations. We'll go through the 6 different dispute resolution processes and help you figure out which one is right for you, is best for you. And then, of course, we'll start to plan strategy and tactics on how to get you to where you want to be with a minimum of fuss, aggravation, and expense. The initial strategy session very often is the most important meeting we ever have. Now, when I say 2 to 3 hours, that's a typical case. If the case is particularly complex, it can last much longer. If it's a particularly simple case, it can be over much sooner. And if it's over, I don't want you to pay me for any more time than you actually take. So the general practice, I always try to be fair to my clients, fair to the people who work for me, fair to myself. Pay me just for the time we use. If ever you don't feel like you're getting value for your money, we can stop the meeting short and you can pay me for the time you've had until then and then move on. And you'll owe me nothing further. When I say 2 to 3 hours, I need to put this important caveat. If there's been some sort of litigation going on for 3 months or 3 years, then I can't promise that 3 hours is enough, because now there could be, every time I ask a question, there's a whole long story that comes along with it, and sometimes we have to get to the bottom of each story to get there. So it can take much longer. In prenuptial agreements, usually we'll set up, it's a 2-hour meeting, because 3 hours is too long, there's too much stuff to go over. There are a lot of things to think about and decide which way you want to go on issues. Of course, a prenuptial agreement determines and controls the rest of your married life, and so there are a lot of important issues and a lot of important questions to think about and mull over. So usually it's a 2-hour meeting, and then we come back and we continue, or we regroup after the client's had a chance to think about it. So I'm going to send you a link where you could set up your initial strategy session. I look forward to meeting you in person. If there's no pandemic, if the pandemic isn't spiking, we can do, or we can do it in person. And during the pandemic, we're doing it, or during the pandemic, if people are fully vaccinated, then we can do it in person. If the pandemic is spiking and it's dangerous and the authorities are asking us to restrict travel, then we'll do it via Zoom. I look forward to working with you. Thank you.